Hello and welcome back to Houston, Texas. It is Men's National Championship weekend, and coming up next is the one we've all been waiting for, the Men's Division I National Championship game. We got St. Bonaventure. We got Queens. We got a great match coming your way in just a few minutes. Darian, tell us what to expect here with St. Bonaventure.
Ooh, a lot from the Bonnies there, and a firm belief in themselves right from the jump here. I mean, this is going to be the ARC rubber match. We saw the Bonnies take the first win. Queens came back and then took the second. We'll dive more into that, but the build-up for the Bonnies has been incredible. The pressure that they've built throughout the season has really been their bread and butter here, and it's led by none other than Coach Danny. We chatted with him a little bit yesterday about their incredible ability to be able to build the phases, work together, and build the pressure and put it on. You just see the Bonnies hold so strong throughout it, but the pace is really what's going to be a game changer here, and you've got to wonder if the pack can keep up. We mean both, not just the forward pack, but also just the pace of the game. They're looking to push it, and so they've got to be able to reel in the passes and reel in their composure to contend against them.
And Zach, what can we expect from Coach Tyree Reed and his Queen squad?
Yeah, well, his squad they're adaptable machines, Pat. He's done a lot of tinkering as first-year head coach Tyree Reed before he settled on his lineup of death late in the season that's gotten them to this point. But because he has so many, flexible pieces in his lineup, there's so many athletes that can play anywhere on the pitch, and he's utilized that. We'll talk about a little shift he's done later in this match for that. But their kicking ability might be a royal pain for them today, Pat. Okay, they have done some shifting to try and match that for the Bonnies' strength, and so we'll have to see if that tinkering, will pay off in that respect. They've had some close games against teams that have good kickers in the place kicking aspect and in the open play, so we'll see if they can get that sorted out tonight.
Let's talk about some of those games in the road to Houston here for St. Bonaventure. As you said, it's already gone through Queens twice, and now they got it. They want the natty, they got to go through them a third time.
Yeah, and I mean, throughout their season, they really have made me a firm believer in the Bonnies. I mean, their ability to work through adversity has been the game changer for them. Just take a look at the point differential. They did face stellar competition throughout the season, so not as high, but you just know that for them to be able to score 274 points against some of the teams that they've played against, I mean, that speaks volumes about what the Bonnies can bring alone. A lot of us voted Brown in the bracket. I know that I did, and from their 51-7, that was what really shocked, I think, all of us there. From there, they took on Walsh 33-8, and then from there, they sealed the deal and really haven't been able to say much because I think they've just been focusing so much on their own game.
And who are some of the players we need to be looking out here for the Bonnies?
Oh, alone, take a look at Messiah Young. He's going to be in the second row. He's an animal in the concrete jungle, a Bronx, New York native, so he loves the Bonnies and he's devoted to them. He'll make it work in the middle. And then a final player is going to be Cone Webb, the fullback. The ICC transfer brings a lot of knowledge to that back line and it's going to bring a lot of competition back there as well.
She knows what she's talking about. Of course, there are going to be some other stars out on that field. Let's take a look here at the St. Bonaventure lineup, starting with the pack. Fantastic players here.
Right at the front of it, we're going to take a look at Raynard Boshoff, the hooker, connective piece for the scrum, also can dominate there when he needs to. And then number 6, he's one of the national champions for this side, Ataneru. He knows how to win a natty, and he's going to have to lead from the front when it comes to the Bonaventure forwards.
Taking a look here in the backs. Of course, Mosh and Bosch are Boshoff and Messiah Young. Great nicknames.
Mosh and Bosch, but then take a look at the number 10, Edwards. The kicking game is going to be fundamental to the Bonnies as they look to take on Queens. There's going to be a lot of contests in the air, so also look for the boot from Webb. He's going to be in the back playing cleanup crew.
You mentioned they can kick, but number 12, Manu Taula, he won't be doing a lot of kicking. He'll be doing a lot of running over people, I think. Let's take a deep dive and look at the road to Houston here for Queens, Zach.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Royals, the story for them really is overcoming that early adversity, okay? So they opened the season with a loss to the Bonnies, and then they tied Wheeling in a tight contest, 36-36. Since then, they have gone on a run, okay? But they've had some trouble keeping teams out of the tri-zone. You can see that with their points against here. They've given up 26 points to Thomas More, 36 to Kutztown, who are kind of the bottom of the barrel in the Atlantic. Not a bad team, but they've had some trouble stopping people. They've gotten revenge, though, late in the season. You can see some of these late wins here. They beat Bonnies now in the conference final. They beat Belmont Abbey in a close one here. They beat Wheeling 45-28 in the quarterfinal. So they've won some of those late games now over teams that gave them trouble early in the season.
Yeah, that semifinal against Belmont Abbey was a close one. Let's talk about some of the players to watch here for the Royals.
Yeah, we've talked about him all season. One of my early players to watch was Rowan Shawver. Okay, we talked about versatile pieces. Incredibly adaptable player is Shawver. He's played in the back line previous seasons. This year he's played a lot in the front forward pack. He's been in the back row. He's propping tonight. Okay, and no matter where he plays on the field, he always brings the heat. He always lowers the boom. He is the emotional, physical leader of this team. You score with the best of them, tackles, and does the dirty work in the rucks. He does it all. Also, Zach Colson. Okay, so he's the fullback this week, but he's played at 10 in that lineup of death. He's been a versatile piece for them. Only a sophomore, one of the most dynamic athletes already in Division I in rugby.
Let's take a look at the lineup here for Queens. They've got danger men all over the park, Zach, starting with the pack. Tertius Dietrichson, all-name team.
Got to talk about Dietrichson here. 6'3", 230-pound South African. Keeps the Royals moving forward. Hits like a Mack truck there. Plenty of other talent in the forward pack as well. But in the backs, I think, is where it really shines for the Royals. We'll take a look at that here. You have Colson mentioned there. Moosey taking over a fly half for them at number 10. But Hilton Olivier, the man at 9 here, another playmaker for them out there in the back line. Played his high school ball in South Africa with center Gideon Vessels. Notable omission here, though, Pat Speedster Everett Boyd. Not included in the match day 23 here for Queens. We'll see if that's a strategic decision by Tyree Reed. Purportedly, Boyd understood the decision, was totally okay with that. Jack Rice and John Steele have been solid backline players for Queens all this season as well.
I think the Bonnies can kick from every position. Queens knows it. They're worried about it, so they went with people who can return the kick and field them. Let's get into it. Let's make our picks. Who's going to win this thing, Zach?
I've been Queens all year. Queens since the day one. I'm not going away from them. I think it's their year. This is their game tonight. They take it.
All right.
After Zach is the only one keeping the brackets going, you'd think I'd go with Queens, but the Bonnies, again, that win over Brown is really what sealed the deal for me.
This is an absolute pick 'em. It can go either way. Who's going to make the least mistakes? All those cliches are at play, but ultimately I think it's St. Bonaventure. I think that they've got all the firepower, a little bit more well-rounded. I think in the set piece, they're going to have a slight bit of ascendancy. I'm taking St. Bonaventure, but we're going to find out here soon enough. But first, let's enjoy the national anthem.
Yeah, baby. Let's go! Faster, Mikey, man.
The Queens Royals in white, St. Bonaventure making their way in for this highly anticipated match. Great to have you with us, Ben Holden, the Hall of Famer Mike Petrie, and Tyler Deutsch down on the pitch. We'll bring you to commentating throughout this championship match, Mike. And man, you got two of these sides, and they have both been regulars here in the final in NCR. They are both making their third finals appearance in the championship. Let's take in first the national anthem down in Houston, Texas. So the opening festivities are complete here, and St. Bonaventure, they come in with a record of 10-1-1. Queens 8-2-1. Third meeting of the season between these two, Mike. Back on November the 7th, a 26-22 win for Queens. In the other match, it was St. Bonaventure. You and I saw the St. Bonaventure side last week. They were dominant. Queens, as we heard Pat and Zach and Darian describe, they're on a mission here. They've got a balanced team. They've got weapons all over the pitch. What ultimately, in your mind, will decide this match?
Ben, I think presence of mind is what really stands out in games like this. You've got two evenly matched teams, two teams with lots of talent throughout, like you said. Really, this is going to come down to the mental side of play here. It's which team has that mental resiliency, can hang in the game, play the full 80 minutes, lean on your conditioning, lean on that work you've done all season long. And so for me, the two things that really stand out in games like this, it's got to be the mental side of it, which team is a bit mentally stronger, and two, the fitness aspect of it, which team is willing to go the distance for that full 80 minutes.
Queens is looking for their first ever championship in NCR play. St. Bonaventure won in 21. Down to Tyler Deutsch for more as we get set for kick. Tyler.
That's right, everyone. The moment we've all been waiting for, the Division I National Championship between the St. Bonaventure Bonnies and the Queens Royals. The St. Bonaventure Bonnies shocked the rugby world by defeating the defending champions Brown University 51-7 in the quarterfinal with a lockdown defense and firepower on the offense. And the Queens Royals have managed to make their way back to the final, the championship final, after losing in 2024 to Brown University. So they are looking for redemption. Who is going to make history today? Only 80 minutes will tell. Guys, let's get after it.
All right, indeed. Into the scrum we go, everybody. Great to have you with us wherever you're watching. Justin Hale is our referee in the center. You'll hear Justin throughout the match. He's wearing a wireless microphone. As usual, Mikey Radzinski and Pierre Constantine are the two ARs. Miles McIver will be our TMO. We do have TMO review here through the fine folks at Next Level Rugby, producing the broadcast here all weekend down in Houston, Texas. It's a pleasure and an honor to be with you for the call of this one. Mike, this is what we live for, right? We live for these big matches, man. This is a big one.
This is as big as it gets. You take a look at that skyline in the back. It's a beautiful place to play rugby. It's a great venue. This should be an outstanding game, Ben. I'm looking forward to this one.
St. Bonaventure with the take to open the match in their traditional colors there in Western New York. And what a program they've built. They've got 66 players in their program, Mike. Just a phenomenal group. A great coaching staff, as the gang on the desk talked about, with Danny Neighbor leading the way, Corey Ratka and John Powers. Those guys are the assistants. Tyree Reed took over for Frank McKinney. First season for Tyree Reed. Here we go. Up in the air.
Tackle's good.
Quickly down to the floor they go. The Bonnies, their number 9 is Harold. That kick is blocked.
No, straight down. Straight down.
Little fling of the ball back behind, and the Bonnies, who came out punching last week, they get it on the near side into the hands there of Palope. Big body out on that wing. He's a load to tackle. They go inside here, putting it into the hands of Messiah Young. Penalty on St. Bonaventure, though.
And that's really good shape from St. Bonaventure on their attack very early on. But how about that individual effort just there from Dietrichson? They talked about him in the open. He's a big, powerful presence in the engine room for Queens. And right away, putting his mark on this game, making a big defensive play, turning over St. Bonaventure in their own end. And he's going to put his team just about 10 meters out from the try line. So a big start in the opening 90 seconds for Queens. This is a huge line out for them. If they can score here and they score first, Ben, that'll set a tone for this game.
Queens was here in 2022. They lost to Brown 21-5. They got back last year, lost to Brown in a nail-biter 23-20. St. Bonaventure, that 21 championship, beating Penn State 19-18. Ball spilling backwards, and the Bonnies come up with a big turnover deep inside of their own territory here. And they'll take it. Penalty on Queens in there.
And those are those mental lapses, Ben, that we talked about in the open when you asked what the difference makers are. When you get opportunities like that, 90 seconds into the game, line out 10 meters from the opposition goal line, you have to hit your targets. You're in December. You've been training this stuff since August. Your pod goes up. You've got to connect and make those throws. It's so important in games like this. Lost opportunities like that can be very costly down the line. And then how about Bonaventure? We said last week they were opportunistic. They hustled. The overthrow came, and there they go. There's that bit of hustle that they showed to recover the ball, earn themselves a penalty. But another missed line-out throw, Ben. So that's 2 in a row, 1 for each team.
Yeah, deep throw there from the veteran, the grad student, Reynard Boshoff, their captain, South African native. deep on the throw, and Mike said 2 lineouts and 2 miscues in said lineouts. So Queens now 10 meters over halfway. 3 minutes gone here, Division I championship match. What a great one you and I had earlier, partner, is Tennessee got their first national championship in NCR play. Here's a kick, though, but it's easily handled. They won by 6 against a gritty Bowling Green side, and this kick is pounded, but it's going to be pounded inside of that try-zone. It'll be kicked right back out of there by Moosey, a key weapon on their team.
And that's a huge territory win that time for St. Bonaventure. You saw Queens trying to paint those corners with that kick on the ground, but it went right to the backfield player for St. Bonaventure. Recovered it nicely, calm, collected. We've talked about this stadium and how beautiful it is, but look at the size of those in goals. They are absolutely gigantic. So you can really hoof the ball down there. It'll take a little while to actually pass through the back of that end zone. So it's very forgiving. And so Bonaventure, the recipient then of a great kick upfield, and Queens only getting it out to about the 22. And so Bonaventure now trying to camp out around this area.
Are these the biggest you've seen, like these end goals? I mean, these things are massive. I could put in a little pitch and putt back there.
Yeah, undoubtedly. This is every team that's played here. This is part of the strategy. Everybody knows it. Everybody's aware of it. It can be a little bit of a defensive headache when you're sitting back there and you're talking about coverage and backfield coverage. But each of these teams, if the kicking game is important to them, they've got to be heads up on what that looks like and the opportunities that an end goal like that presents when you get close to the goal line.
Boshoff much better on this line out throw. Boshoff now it's in the hands of Brennan, the tight head. Jacob Brennan got him on the front step. Can they get home and get through the front door here? First points in the match on the line here. St. Bonaventure only lost this season to this Queens side. Grinding. Trying to burrow in there. They go short inside. Right there's Hale. The arm is in the air. And that baby is down. And the first points of the match go to St. Bonaventure. And it's their captain, Reynard Boshoff, that puts it down to the earth in Houston.
And what a turn of events that was. Just 2 minutes ago, we were looking at Queens knocking on the doorstep of the Bonnies goal line. The overthrow comes. Bonaventure jumps on it. They turn the tables on them. They switch field position very quickly. Penalty against Queens, and then power from Bonaventure. We saw this last week, Ben. They scored often. They scored early. They were powerful in their set piece. And the forward pack here for St. Bonaventure just went to work. Great work from them. Great work from their captain up front. Scrambling over the line. Just be an easy kick at goal here, right next to the post. What a start from St. Bonaventure.
25.
You know, as I like to say, this is a chip shot in front, but none of them are guaranteed. Noah Edwards, Chilean product, came in as a wing last year. Had some injuries earlier in the season with a hammy. That was close, but he got it through there. Also had a shoulder injury. And St. Bonaventure, 6 minutes in, leads 7-0.
Again, that's a big start for the Bonnies. You can see they were up against a little bit of pressure with their backs up against their goal line. But one thing we said that they did last week in that semifinal win over Brown, that big win over Brown, might I add, was they hustled everywhere and at every opportunity. And when that line-out throw went over the top for Queens, St. Bonaventure was right on it, and they will have to maintain that same type of hustle all game long because, like you said, this is a Queens team that is hungry.
Yeah, Brown side that won the NCR Division I in 22 and 24.
Yeah, taken back into the
Bonnies took him out in the quarters in big-time fashion, punched him right in the mouth, 51-7. 33-8 last week was the final score against Walsh. Now Queens, what's their response going to be? They go after it right underneath it. Moosey was there, and he mishandled it. It went into the hands of Edwards, his counterpart. And the Bonnies right back with the pill here. They'll play it back, and they'll go to the boot. You hear the voice of Justin Hale, our referee in the middle. Now Queens.
Taken out.
Jack Rice, sophomore, key part of this back line, their back group. That's the big man, Dietrichson. Hilton Olivier in there. And now a good carry outside. Schauber, and he's upended. Getting a piece of him was Edwards, but Queens, they keep charging on. Now you may notice that The man at the base of these rucks is wearing 14. Hilton Olivier's been doing that for a few years now. He's not the right wing. He's their scrum half. Landon Starnes is the right wing wearing 9. They try to go back for Olivier there. I've been told the last 2 years it's a jersey fit kind of thing. He just likes the way it fits better. So just wanted to point that out for those of you watching in case you were wondering why a 14's in there playing all those balls at the ruck. Banged out of here by the Bonnies.
That's good.
Queens looking sharp on attack that time. Some good continuity in their phases. Some good options that they're taking at the line, throwing that ball back inside to the support carrier or support runner. And the ball carrying's been good from Queens so far. Just a few loose errors, a few mishandles in contact. But otherwise right now, Queens looking very good in offense with the ball so far.
Another line-out opportunity here for Queens. Second in the match for them, and this one not good as well. Bonnies, though, can't gather it in. The Royals of Queens able to get back to it after the miscue. Olivier digging that one free. Good double tackle there from the Bonnies. Queens got a little bit of room out there, cutting back inside, though. Standing up to make the tackle there was Harry Healy, sophomore out of the UK. Big run. Young trying to rip that ball out, but he can't. Good carry from Shawver. Into the 22 goes Queens. Tomas Musi. CJ Thompson, he's the hooker for Queens. Down to the floor he went. Olivier works it free.
Go meet him! Go meet him, Eddie!
Olivier takes a look. Short with it. Very experienced is Hilton Olivier, a grad student. They've got 4 on their roster in the selections here today. And they'll spot this one out. It'll be St. Bonaventure coming up with it here.
And there's that kicking options that every team is looking at in this particular venue. You're going side to side. Queens that time had good shape in their attack, but they weren't really putting a dent in that St. Bonaventure defense, which was so strong in that semifinal win last weekend. And that time, Queens forced to try to make something happen. And again, if you're going to roll the dice in this area of the field, this is a great time to put those kicks in. Anything can happen if this one just dribbles out of bounds. But St. Bonaventure is not out of the clear, still under pressure with this 5-meter line out, and a turnover from Queens.
Another miscue, and it came into the hands of Olivier. He lays it back. Now Queens right on the front porch again here. Trying to get home here, down 7-0. After the try from Boshoff in the 6th minute. Van Nykirk, tough carry from him. Olivier. Whistle here from Hale. Saw something he didn't like, and it's going against Queens.
That's another handling error, Ben. We saw one just previously after some good continuity and some good phase of play from Queens. They spill the ball. This time they spill the ball in contact close to that St. Bonaventure line. They've got to be getting a little bit frustrated so far. They have had plenty of opportunities, starting with that line out very early on. That was only a couple meters out from the goal line. They throw that one over the top, and then twice in a row, handling errors inside the 22 of St. Bonaventure in that attacking zone. So if you're this team right now, you're going to talk about capitalizing and executing on most of your plays, because right now their strike rate inside that 22 is 0.
Yep. Excellent points by you, and this one pounded over halfway. We'll see where they spot this one out for the restart upcoming.
And that's a phenomenal clearance kick from St. Bonaventure. We talked about the kicking game being so important here, and that one lands around halfway. So you got your back over halfway. Great mark.
Yep.
From that kick as a result of that kick. And so when you're kicking it clear, you're usually aiming between the 40 and the 50. If you hit the 40, you're fairly happy. Anything beyond that's a bit of a bonus. If you can clear halfway, you've really done your team with service. And so right there, St. Bonaventure does an awesome job of putting that ball out over the field, pushing back into their own end.
Here we go from the line out. Queens looking to get something going on this passage. Gideon Vessels with a carry down to the floor. He went. Quick movement. Right up against the line. Cutting back inside there was Jack Rice. Some big moments for them throughout the season. Been a big-time player, just a sophomore. 5'8", 170. Olivier works it free. Little dummy there. They'll keep it right at halfway.
Nobody's contesting, man.
Kick from Olivier.
If somebody contested, I can give it to you.
And they're going to bring it back. The mark was called there by Webb, but Hale blowing the play dead here.
So again, Queens goes to the kicking option, kicks to the corner, but they kick right to a St. Bonaventure player. We saw that earlier around that halfway mark. So off the set piece and the line out, they bring it down cleanly for the first time so far that they've had possession in that aspect of play. They run that boomerang type of play. They hit up in the midfield with some of their heavy ball carriers. They come back to the short side, and they're forced to kick. So nice job by St. Bonaventure to force them into that position. Not a great kick from Queens, straight to hand, and another great clearance kick off that mark from St. Bonaventure. So one thing St. Bonaventure has really done well is clear their lines out of their 22 with their kicking game.
Look out here, Boshoff coming up with the pill now for the Bonnies. The two previous meetings, the difference in points in those two matches combined, 7 points. Good carry here. Look at the footwork and the carry. Cohen Webb with that carry there. Bonnies back in prime attacking position again. They get set. Troy Harold in there. Call going against Queens. They didn't get out of there in time.
And that's a great call by our referee that time. That was the big man. That was number 5, Dietrichson, just stuck underneath of that pile-up, and Bonaventure earning themselves a penalty there. But what a play from Bonaventure. They recognized all those hips turned to the outside. Queens was just way too aggressive going to the outside, trying to prevent that wide channel attack. There he is. There's the penalty. That's number 5 for Queens, just lying on the ground in the way there. That's Dietrichson. And so a penalty to Bonaventure. But Bonaventure did a great job. We saw that sidestepping, those clean sidesteps inside. It was a really nice read by the ball carrier. Noticed all their hips turned towards the sideline, stepped off his outside foot, and beat about 4 or 5 defenders back towards the middle of the field. So a really nice run that time to set up this kick at goal for St. Bonaventure.
It'll be Noah Edwards, mentioned, came in as a wing and transitioned into the fly half position as he sticks the kick there. I mean, Mike, you played this game at the highest level. I know you were a 9. But when you're moving positions like that, what kind of challenge is that for a player to do that and get to that level? And there's the head coach, Tyree Reed of Queens.
Yeah, positional changes are difficult. You run into people at the top levels that one of the conversations you always have is it's great to be a utility player. It's great to know how to play a lot of different positions, but utility players end up in situations where they make teams, they make rosters, but they may not always necessarily be starting. So they're kind of hovering, hanging out. They're covering a bunch of different positions. When you get to games like this and levels like this, you want to specialize in what you do. You want to find a home, and you want to put your stamp on that jersey and on that position. So bouncing around back and forth, yes, it's fun. Yes, it gives you new perspectives on things, but ultimately you want to specialize as best as you can to earn yourself those starting jerseys.
Yeah, and Edwards, just a couple of matches into the season, they moved him to 10 as the Bonnies have it back again. And he's been great for him. He never played fly half at any point in his career. And I talked to John Powers earlier in the week. One of their assistants plays in MLR for Old Glory. Appreciate John's time and Tyree Reed as well. I'll share some thoughts from him. Good carry here on this return here from St. Bonaventure. They lead this match here 17 minutes into it, 10-0. Division I National Championship. Harold gets that ball free. Another player that got high praise from the Bonaventure coaching staff. They feel this young man's got a chance down the road to maybe play at the international level. Good job here from Queens, putting them under pressure. There goes the kick, and this one is boomed. And it goes up against the stick. Wow. What a kick. A 50-22 bomb, Mike Petrie.
Ben, having not seen every kick in the NCR this season, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say that might be one of the best ones so far. That was absolutely phenomenal. They're under pressure. They're going backwards. We talked about the mental side of the game, right? That's what's going to win these team games. Look at the composure from St. Bonaventure there. They are going backwards. They're under all sorts of pressure. Queens is in their face. He seeks the sideline, sights his target, lines his hips up, and paints that corner beautifully. What a fantastic kick, and they're going back to work.
They are. Speaking of international play, that was international world-class quality right there. And St. Bonaventure, it's held up, though. So great job by Queens, giving themselves a chance here to keep this a 10-point match, Mike.
Again, the forward's going to work for St. Bonaventure, but there he is. He gave up a penalty early on that cost his team 3 points, but that's number 5 again, Dietrichson, getting underneath the ball carrier and holding that ball up. So, big run from the Bonnies. Let's see what we got, though.
Do have TMO here on the broadcast. Miles McIver is handling that. See Justin Hale right there on the right of your screen, our lead referee. And a very good crew with Mikey Radzinski and Pierre Constantine, who worked the 1AA championship Mike and I did earlier. What do you see here, Mike?
Not much. Lots
That's
of bodies.
tough.
You're not going to overturn a call from these shots, I don't think. It's great work by our camera crew, but it is really tough to see. There's just bodies all over the place in every possible angle. You're not seeing that ball clearly grounded, and that's what they're going to be looking for. So that's the shot that could give you any information, but as far as you can see from that, the arm is underneath the ball carrier. Let's look. There's Queens. And they're taking a look at it. They're going to make absolutely sure. I don't know if this was a challenge from a coach or if this is just the referees intervening and saying, we want to take a look at this because it's a national championship game. We want to get it right. And they give a try. They give a try.
So they get it. So the Bonnies coming out. And they are putting it to Queens here so far. A 15-0 lead here with a kick coming.
I got to be honest, Ben. That was a tough one to overturn against Queens.
Yeah.
Those were some tough angles. I don't know that I saw a clear grounding, but that one shot and one angle, I guess what you're looking at is Dietrichson's arm, maybe on first contact, was not under the ball, and then what happens is it goes a little bit dark because his body gets in the way. So maybe they're saying, yep, first collision, arm is not under the ball. So they must have fallen in that same fashion. So that would be, I think, the call that gets it overturned.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think after seeing that, I would agree with that as Edwards is on and strikes another beauty. And the Bonnies of St. Bonaventure with a 17-point lead here. They are getting the job done here so far against Queens. And it's the man they call Tanya. Taka Indisa getting that one. He'll get the try, the second in the match for the Bonnies.
Ben, after a 50-22 like that, you almost can't not give a try. You know what I mean? You almost have to give that try just for the storyline to just to come to fruition of like, check out this 50-22 that led to a try. So excellent work by St. Bonaventure. Great work by our camera crew, and nice work by our officials and our TMO to make sure they're double checking things and making sure they're getting everything right.
Yes, indeed. It's a big honor for these men that are working this match as well. Hale, Radzinski, Constantine, and McIver, as we mentioned. A 17-point lead for St. Bonaventure as we're just over a minute away from the halftime break here. Or the halfway point of the match, I should say. Not halftime quite yet. So Queens now, they need a response here in the worst way. Down 17 here. That's Shawver, one of their drivers up front, he and Camp, and big number 5, Dietrichson, who we've seen and talked about here a few times already in the match.
Queens still just trying to just jam that ball through into the corners, play a bit of a territory game, put the ball on the ground, hope something falls their way as the ball bounces around on the ground. But right now, this has been all St. Bonaventure up 17-0 after the first quarter of play in a national championship final. That's a big statement in the opening quarter from St. Bonaventure.
You're not kidding. I think, as Darian and Pat and Zach talked about that win over Brown, I mean, that was a massive statement there. There's the penalty call that's going against St. Bonaventure. But they beat Brown 51-7 after losing to him multiple times in years past. I mean, that's a great rivalry, but that's a massive statement taking out the reigning national champs in the quarterfinal round. So Queens here will be set up.
What you're seeing is a team like that just goes from confidence to confidence, and it just keeps building. It's like a snowball. We've talked about how things can snowball out of control into a bit of chaos. And Ben, you and I on many broadcasts have seen that happen. But the opposite also works. You can snowball in a good direction that builds confidence, and you get a win like that over a school like that that's got so many national titles to its name and so many appearances to its program in terms of like high level matches, and you win these games by 50 points or whatever it is. I mean, then you come in, you win a national or semifinal like that. They've got some confidence coming into this one for sure.
Look at this drive. How about some confidence here? Getting them down to the 5. Breaking off there was Simon Hanks, number 4, coming with speed here. This is John Steele. What a great rugby name that is. Hale, though, blowing this play dead after a great driving maul from Queens. It was Moosey there with a carry, but Hale halting play here.
And again, another error from Queens, a self-inflicted error from them. So good counter ruck, not too bad. Great work from Queens to go forward off that maul in the set piece, and then there's that spill on the ground. There's what they're looking at. Ball squirted out. Wanted to put it back, but could not. You could see that frustration from the ball carrier on the ground, realized what he had done. So turning that ball over again, just only a couple meters away from that St. Bonaventure goal line. They've had a couple of turnovers really within almost within touching distance from the goal line, and they've turned the ball over a few times.
Yeah, so critical. It's critical in every match, but you get to this stage of the tournament, you're the last two, man. Those mistakes are even more magnified, and a little medical attention in there for one of the Bonnie's players. And again, the third appearance in the finals in NCR play for both of these sides. St. Bonaventure 1-1. Queens, they're 0-2 all time, losing to Brown in 22, losing to Brown last year. It's been heartbreak city for the Royals of Queens when they've gotten to this stage, but a new chance here today, but a big mountain to climb at this point. Troy Harrell, South African born and raised, moved to Colorado and grew up playing out there in that great rugby state of Colorado. Here's a turnover going the way of Queens now.
We've seen their lineouts falter a little bit. We talked about some of their miscues and overthrows, but there was nothing wrong with that. That was a big scrum from Queens, and they're going to take another one. So if they can get a push like that, I think this is absolutely the right call from Queens. If they can get another push like that here in this scrum, not only one will get your tails up, get some energy into your forward pack, but if you could draw yourself not only a penalty try, but a yellow card, take one of those players off the field for St. Bonaventure, this would be a big swing. So a huge moment for Queens if they can capitalize on this and drive this forward pack backwards for St. Bonaventure.
25th minute of the match. The put in from Hilton Olivier. It's at the back. Instead, it's picked up. Just short with a carry there was Vessels. St. Bonaventure right up against their own line, trying to get down low, still short. Another attempt at it. Hale on the right there. And they can't get it in, and they take a penalty in there tight.
It's holding on.
Wow.
And another big turnover and a big moment for the Bonaventure defense. We've seen them put up big points in these playoff games, Ben, but they have not given up very many. Their defense has been outstanding, and there it is again, earning themselves a penalty. And Queens, they could smell the try line. They are so close to it on so many occasions. They just cannot get over. And a testament to the Bonaventure defense. They're like a steel door right now. Queens cannot get through them. Absolutely outstanding work from Bonaventure. Good turnover. I will say, Ben, from that scrum, I'm a little surprised that Queens came away from it so quickly and broke off the back from that scrum after such a good push. I prefer ball in play, so I'm happy that the ball came out and was played. But if I were Queens, I would have been a little bit more patient and let that drive get on a little bit going forward.
All right, here's St. Bonaventure. They got some breathing room now. 26th minute here in Houston, Texas, SaberCat Stadium. Popped outside of the edge. It'll find touch over there. Queens will get it back here.
Bonaventure there. I like the option for the kick over the top. I think may have wanted to put it a little bit longer, but that was clearly not a territory kick. That was more of an attacking kick. He was looking to put some of his midfield backs onto that ball, hoping maybe it bounces up off the grass a little bit awkwardly and back into the hands of a Bonaventure player. But I still like the option. It still pushes Queens back into their own end.
Thompson here with the throw in the lineup. They have not been sharp in that part of their game. Forced back here and under pressure, forced to kick this one away. Easy take back there, plenty of real estate, plenty of room back there for the big winger, Falope. Dara Falope, 6'4" and 228. He's a mountain of a man. Worked free.
Taken back into the 50.
Bonnie's all the way to that far side edge. Good pickup. Troy Harrell gets in there trying to get this thing. Easy access for him to work it free. Harrell to it again. They call for it. Good defense there, getting in there quickly to make that tackle. Good work from Valance. Seth Valance. Again, stop dead in their tracks as soon as the ball touched the hands.
Ball's available. In front of the 50.
Harrell. Skyward he goes with it. Didn't like what he saw. Falope in there, helping out on the tackler, getting the ball carried to ground. But they mishandled it. It's going to be Bonnie's with it.
Unlucky for Queens. Ben, that's just so unlucky for Queens. They played such good defense, great line speed. Bonnie's went side to side, forced them into a kick. I'm thinking in my mind as I'm watching this unfold, I'm like, Bonaventure, they have to get somebody into a pocket. They have to kick into those corners. They're going nowhere. They need to play the territory game. They opt for the box kick, and it goes straight up.
10 meter.
But it's knocked on. At least that maybe they're talking about this right now. But the call on the field
always offside.
knocked on. It's
Okay.
a scrum to
Okay, so we're
Bonaventure.
gonna put it
But maybe
like-
this gets overturned. Let's see.
Yeah. Yeah. Back. It's going to be 12 offside, never retreating on the kick. Back for me. On my whistle.
So there you have it, Mike.
There we go.
Offside. Huh? It's your penalty.
And I'll tell you what, Ben, that's a tough call because when that ball goes straight up in the air, so the call is that you're not retreating to be in an onside position from the kick. And, I mean, the ball didn't go but a couple of meters, less than 5 meters upfield, and so you kind of find yourself in this weird space if you're a chaser at whether or not you're onside or offside. So tough call against Bonaventure, but it is what it is. And Queens now with another opportunity around the 22.
Good.
So just outside the 22, but an attacking threat now nonetheless. Their lineouts have not been great, like you said. Let's see if they can launch an attack off this.
Yeah, they have not. And they have been all season long. 8-2-1.
Yeah, it's a clean
Last
ball.
time they lost a match was St. Bonaventure. That was 5 matches ago. Back on November the 7th, 5 weeks ago. Another good push here from the Royals of Queens.
Yeah.
Still power in that thing.
Yep.
Advantage being played, says
right.
Justin Hale.
Side entry.
Reset.
Side entry, black. 2 black.
Bonnie's coming in from the side.
That's a huge maul from Queens. They just traveled about 15 meters upfield, and this is it. Do it again. Absolutely the right call. Put this one in the corner, put yourself a couple meters out, and go to work again. But you got to hit your throw. At the beginning of this game, we saw a similar line-out spot for Queens. They missed their mark, and they missed their opportunity. So if they want to score and they want to get themselves rid of that donut in the 30th minute here, they've got to bring this one down, and they just got to go to work.
They've lost 3 lineouts already in this match. Gonna go deep with it. Yeah, that's another one they've lost. Make it 4 now.
No.
Bonnies from their own line. Mike, what do you see in the lineup? What do you think's causing all these issues? That's 4 they've lost now.
I have to be honest and say I really don't know why the play call with the throw to the back. You just had your best line out yet. You threw to the front. You did a driving maul off of it with a short number of players in it. And then all of a sudden you're a couple meters from the line and you throw to the back. You have all this movement and you overthrow to the back.
I need you to get set, White.
I don't really understand why that was. Bonaventure didn't even go up. They were going to stay down. They were going to focus on stopping the drive. I would have just thrown to that front pod and forced Bonaventure to up front stop us. But as it is, they go for the back option and they overthrew it.
Yeah,
this one looks good.
Yeah. Watch him.
Thompson gets in there at the back. In the middle there was Van Nykirk. Still holding it together. Ball under the arm of Simon Hanks, the lock, number 4. Now Olivier gets to it. We're inside of the final 10 minutes. Final 9, in fact, here in the first half, and Queens has yet to get any points. They've got a donut on the scoreboard.
Just a knock
17-0.
More advantage game.
Had a chance to catch up a little bit with Tyree Reed earlier today, and he said the biggest thing about this team is one word, it's trust, and they're going to need that throughout here in a hole here so far on in this championship match.
That pass there, Ben, was
we can always
just
too close.
inches away from being an intercept going the other way for another score for Bonaventure.
Yep.
That one right into the breadbasket just about of the defensive player rushing into that channel. So good line speed from Bonaventure. We saw their line speed last weekend, Ben, being a huge part of their success and a big reason why they were able to turn defense into attack and put so many points on the board. Their blitzing off the line was so aggressive. We haven't seen as much line speed so far from St. Bonaventure here, but another penalty at scrum time for Queens. That's definitely the second penalty at least we've seen so far in that aspect of play, and they'll go to the corner. I'm hoping here, Ben, if you're a Queens player right now and you're in these circles and you're talking about what the options are, you're not as close as you want to be. I'm sure you're just inside the 22, so I changed my tone a little bit. I thought they'd get a little bit closer, and then I'd say throw to the front and drive in. But nonetheless, again, I would still throw to the front, make sure, get the 100% throw, and drive in. And there we get a look at the Queens Royals on the side, the Royal fans with their crowns and all.
Going for a royal flush here today, but right now, down by 17. Final 7 here in the first half. Seth Valance got up to get that advantage here for Queens. John Steele with those feet again. Down to the floor he goes. Olivier.
Bringing a man down. Your guys had him already pulling him down in the air.
But there we go, Ben. Let's do it again. Yep. You hear our referee that time. They go quick. Here we go.
Here's Olivier. Hilton Olivier looking for help. Now Queens down there again into the hands of Thompson, the hooker for this Queens side. Trying to get in here in the 34th minute. Still about 2 meters shy of the line. Another pick from the back, and they get home. They get their way in there, and they get their first points here in the national championship match. They needed that. It's 17-5 with a kick coming here in the 35th minute, Mike.
They needed that, is right, and I love the options that they did. They went to the front off the line out. They earned themselves a penalty. Everybody, myself included, was waiting for them to set up slowly, kick to the corner, take a line out instead. Caught me by surprise for sure. They quick tap. They put St. Bonaventure on the back foot, and this is what ends up happening. So I really like the play calling, the confidence from Queens, the gamble that they took to take that quick tap, and this is what they get out of it. Number 13, Wessels goes over for the try. Really love that bit of work there from Queens.
So they chip away at a 17-point deficit in their cheering section. Enjoying that one as they are on the board here, getting it right back, of course. So they got a chance here to get this narrowed down even more here before halftime here in the championship match. 10-point lead now at 17-7. And Mike, you play it aside 3 times in a season. I mean, there isn't really much that you don't know about the other, right? I mean, there's really no secrets with these two sides.
No, and like we said, these are two fairly evenly matched teams. There's talent throughout. I still stand by that the two things that are going to stand out as we go the distance here are going to be that mental side and the fitness of these two teams. But, yeah, ultimately, like you said, you see them enough. You're familiar with what they do. There's not a lot of lineup changes in this game in the college level. You don't see a lot of shifting. There's not a whole lot of depth where you see people in and out of lineups. It's generally you get your top 23 players that are healthy. They're generally taking you through a season unless you need to go a little bit deeper into your roster. But you're getting very familiar with your opposition.
Yep, here's St. Bonaventure. Slight miscue, but they get it back. And Tyree Reed said to me earlier, he said, biggest key for our side, play rugby in the right areas, force mistakes, and control the tempo of the match. Still a lot of match to go here. They're down by 10 here with inside of 4 minutes to play. And a miscue there from the Bonnies. It'll give it back to Queens here in the final 4 minutes.
It's worth noting, take a look at that touch judge's flag on the side when they lift it in the air.
Yeah.
That looks like a strong win at the back of Bonaventure right now. They're sitting with a 10-point lead. You can see those flags in the back as well. We saw early on wind being a big factor in that game as well. You know, this all could turn in that second half. All of a sudden, Queens could get a little bit more possession, a little bit more territory. They get some wind at their back. Bonaventure right now, they've got to start putting their pedal to the metal for the last couple minutes, see if they can punch one more in before halftime to give themselves a more comfortable lead when they switch and go into the wind.
Temperature in Houston right around 70. The wind's at 15 miles an hour right now, to your point. So they're going to get a chance here to set themselves up here in the final 3 as Hilton Olivier, the grad student for Queens, been here before, still in search of his first championship. Losing in 22, losing in 24.
Look at that, Ben. They're just handing out crowns into the crowd there. It's a little bit shinier than the Burger King ones that I'm familiar with, Ben. They've got a little bit more flair to them, I think.
You read my mind. Here's a miscue and a turnover, and Boshoff is off and running. Reynard Boshoff. So St. Bonaventure here now on the right side of the pitch. Here they come with speed, with pace. Played outside. They look off there and keep it about 26 meters away from the line here. Big pickup there on a couple carries. But they make a mistake in there. Now Queens tap and go quick on the restart. Final 2 minutes here in the half. Plenty of time for this Queens side to work. Caden Boyette. Down he went. Worked free. Here come the Royals now. 90 seconds to play in the half. We'll hear from Danny Neighbor at halftime once this first half is in the books. And Pat and Zach and Darian will take you through halftime. Look out here. Dangerous ball there. Good tackle in there from Felipe. Ball's available. Olivier gets there and gets to it. Not much happening. Good tackle there on the outside edge. Turned in from Tyler White. Olivier, another perfectly timed hit from the Bonnies. Man, they are bringing it. Now Steele, he can't go anywhere. Another big tackle turned in there. Excellent work in there from Nelson. Now the Bonnies. Final 40 seconds here in the half. Harold takes a look back, then played it right. Same drill for him. Now they're going to try to kick it. It's intercepted, though. Went right into the hands of Thompson there.
He got it.
Queens has it back. Now the Bonnies have it back. And an opportunity here on the break. What a carry this is. St. Bonaventure trying to get home toward the line and down. A late play in this first half, and the Bonnies strike. They get one home here, and they lead it 22-7. They're 9. Troy Harrell takes it home.
We're at the end of the half. Hold on, mate. What you need? Yeah, they're checking.
Ben, what an individual run from Harold. I mean, look at this. This is like a number 9's dream. You're over injury time. You're over that 40-minute mark at the end of the half. There's tired bodies. They had been playing there for well about 2 minutes. So you know that there's people dragging. That's when, if you're a number 9, that's when you're going to find your opportunities. We haven't really seen him tuck and run all game long. Finally, late in the game, he does. Lights that fire, gets his engine going, finds a seam, brushes off the first defender, and then bolts off with some fancy footwork to finish under the post or right next to the post. Outstanding work, great rugby IQ, great heads-up play there from Troy Harrell. That was fun to watch, Ben. As a 9 myself, that was fun to watch and see him take advantage of that opportunity.
Yeah. Mentioned earlier that the coaching staff feels he can be an international player down the road. He's 19 years old. They are looking back here to make sure, and this is good. As Edwards, you see the fist pump. He'll try the conversion here. He's a Colorado guy, mentioned that earlier. Born and grew up in part of his childhood in South Africa. He led the state of Colorado in the division he played in high school football in rushing yards, and it was easy to see that after that carry and run he just had. And what an exclamation point here, Mike Petrie, to end this first half. The Bonnies lead Queens 24-7. Let's get down pitch side. Tyler Doig standing by with Danny Neighbor, the Bonnies head coach.
I am here on the St. Bonaventure sideline. Coach Danny, that was a very impressive first half. It ended 24-7. They allowed one. How are you going to maintain this intensity in the second half?
We just need to cut out the mistakes. We've given away too many penalties so far. We need to play a cleaner game. We're playing really well tactically and territorially. Keeping it in their half when we get the opportunity to clean our lines. We're doing that. We're playing great defense. It's just keep the ball, retain ball, and work our phases.
Your fan base has been real loud in the stands here. A lot of people traveled really far and wide to come see you guys play. How special is that for you to see them here in Houston?
Oh, it's awesome. I mean, we got guys from the team that have ponied up and come here. You know, as students, that's pretty special. And then tons of families from around the world. Guys coming from South Africa bought tickets like 3 days ago. Took 2 days to fly here. People coming from all over the place, all over the West and East Coast. So it's just awesome. Bonnies travel well, man. Bonnies travel well.
That's exactly what they told me. So, Coach, we really look forward to the second half. Thank you. All right, guys. Second half of the Division I National Final coming back up. But stay tuned. College Rugby Show coming up next.
I don't know. I'm not hearing it.
Listen to this crowd.
Hello and welcome back to the College Rugby Show live here in Houston, Texas. We are at halftime of the men's D1 National Final where the St. Bonaventure Bonnies lead Queens 24-7. Boy, when these guys last played, Queens came good, but since then, Bonnies have found a completely different gear, and it's been all gas, no breaks in this final, Zach.
Yeah, it's really interesting to me, Pat. I'm a little frustrated because Queens had a really good thing going, I think, with that lineup they had settled into that won them that final in the Atlantic Conference, a very difficult conference, and then to make all these changes to try and adapt to what your opponent's doing, it seems to make them a little more disjointed, okay? I think they've, now they're losing 24-7. They kept managing the kicks, and they don't seem to have that flow in the back line with Colson out at fullback and Musi at 10. So they are a second half team. They're a slow starting team. We've seen that all season. They started a little bit of a comeback here. We'll see if they can keep it going.
All right, let's take a look at some of these first half highlights here, Darren.
It started with the 50-22. Coach Danny did say that the Bonnies were going to use the boot, and Taulua was able to get the first 50-22. That was heartbreak for Queens right from the jump, and it's just been hopeless play for the Queens Royals as the Bonnies just pummel away here. Thompson was the one to get the first of 5 on the board from them by crashing it through off of a dynamic pick and go. From there, conversion was good by Musi. And going from there, the penalty kicks that come in from the Queens was really what propelled them forward there. A try yet again for the Bonnies from Boyette gets them more 5s on the board. And Queens finally get their 5 through Wessels. The number 13 comes in for the pick and go to help, and Olivier is able to convert it. But this one was by the number 9, Harold, who was able to get over the line and converted by Musi off of quite the devastation. That's just been Bonnies all day against Queens.
It's been a real field position battle, and the Bonnies are crushing it. We said they could kick from every position. They're doing it. Noah Edwards has been phenomenal for them from 10. Cone has been great from 15. I said Manu Taula is not going to kick the ball because he's so good at running it. Then he set up the try with the 50-22. Bonnies are just on fire here. What's Queens' path to success?
I think they have to get that communication working in the back line. They got to recognize when they have space, get the ball in the hands of their dynamic athletes. Their forwards have been taking a beating. I think Rowan Shaver and Co. have carried them this far. But even when you see it they're having an opportunity on the goal line, they're doing the pick and goes. They're not getting the little things right. They're not keeping, getting the support there quickly. They're not keeping possession of that ball, which would be a very high percentage play for them. So tighten it up. Play your game. Be creative out there.
And they're not doing great in the line out either. We've got some stats here. They're telling a little bit of the tale of the game, Darren.
Yeah, right now Queens is sitting at about 56% whenever it comes to their line-out success. The Bonnies have really been contesting at the time. They're at 71% as far as winning some of the Queens Royals lineouts as well. Set piece has to get cleaned up there. And also, if you know that a team is going to field the kicks, just make sure that you have coverage back there. We've seen a lot of isolation come in for the Queens Royals. They're going to have to band together and support each other in contact if they want to contend against the Bonnies because they're swarming over there. And a lot of breakdown penalties have come from the disconnect.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, 2 of these guys, all right, that we were seeing in this game, Ron Shaver, you already mentioned him, and Boshoff, who's already got 2 tries in the first half, are finalists for our D1 Men's Player of the Year as we are naming Divisional Players of the Year on all 8 divisions of National Collegiate Rugby. And in Men's Division 1, we have some fantastic, outstanding stars, including those 2 guys. Boshoff putting some extras onto his credentials here. But let's get to the list. We've got as we mentioned, Shaver playing in the front row today. We mentioned Boshoff also in the front row. Casper Pitblato, he's a back rower for the Brown Bears. He's had a great season. Alex Nyamunda, I mean, this guy is fun to watch for the Wheeling Cardinals, isn't he? And then Jack Waterhouse. After being probably the most heralded recruit that I can remember in college rugby, coming over as an age grade Springbok, sitting out essentially 2 years with some back problems, absolutely exploded back onto the scene this year. Who stood out to you this season so far?
Nyamunda lit it up this year. He is like the leading scorer in Wheeling that has a team full of like leading scorers on that team. He stood out amongst a backline of athletes. He was unbelievable, electric. And, whenever he touched the ball, lightning in a bottle. Could not, take my eyes off him when he was playing in the game.
How about you, Darren?
I mispronounced his name because I just decided that he was a workhorse in and of himself, and that's Waterhouse. I mean, I've been a fan of him. He's a number 8, so it's near and dear to my heart. But, I mean, he should not be able to do the things that he does in open play. If you give him a little bit of freedom, he really takes it at will and is creative whenever he's in space. He's got strides that go on for days. He starts at the 90, he takes 4 big leaps, and he's back in the try zone. I mean, he's just built different, and I think that's why he's one of the finalists, and he's got to get pushed through. We even had him on our list for, he was one of the top contenders when it came to ranking, players just across the board. So I'm going Waterhouse.
Look, I got to handicap this thing. It's Waterhouse or it's Nyamunda for me. Unless Boshoff gets, about 6 more tries in the second half.
Looking like he might.
Bonnie's pack is really good, and I'm really impressed with the goal line defense, Zach, as we get back to this game. Queens has had plenty of time in the attacking 22. They have had attacking scrums, attacking lineouts, plenty of open play opportunities, and they just have not been able to capitalize.
There's just so much talent on that roster for the Bonnies, and they all do all the little things. They do their jobs well. They're all athletes. They tackle. They seem to be very together. They're excited. They're ready to play. Something lit a fire in them. I think it was that conference loss to Queens, because they've come out as a completely different team here in the second half of the season, and it is. They're doing all those little things. They're playing great defense and just keeping Queens from getting anything going, any momentum at all.
I mean, their line-out maul is about as nails as it can be, usually. And Seth Valance was literally upside down, suspended about 8 feet in the air in one of those mauls. The Bonnies came ready for this, Darian. All right, real quick, if you're Tyree Reed, you're in the locker room, what are you saying to your Royals?
You're going to have to support each other much better from there. Make sure that we're securing our ball quickly and efficiently, and just make sure that we get some kicks in as well.
All right, guys, we had a great first half. Let's hope for even more here in the second, which is what we're going to bring to you when we come back from break. The Men's Division I National Championship right here in Texas.
Consistency on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Here on the Queens sideline, Coach, it's up 20. You're down 24-7 at the halftime. What did you tell your guys in the huddle to get them pumped up?
We just need to simplify the game, play in the right areas. We can't stop playing on defense. We got to keep coming up and applying pressure. But like I told the boys, we're fine. We just got to settle into the game, and we got to start playing Queens rugby.
You guys have obviously are a high caliber team. You were here last year. You're here back again. How special is it to be back in Houston competing again for a national title?
It's an honor, but we need to get the job done this year.
Awesome, Coach. We look forward to a great second half. All right, guys, a little bit more Division I National Championship Rugby underway.
Yeah, no question about it. Thanks, Tyler. As he said, we got to get the job done here. The third finals appearance in the last 4 years for Queens.
Thank you, sir.
And certainly an area they've got to be better in. They've had 12 lineouts in this match. They're hitting at 58%. They've lost 5 of those. Just one area where they've got to clean things up here. We're underway in this second half. Queens in the white, St. Bonaventure in their brown, traditional color for them. Bonnies coming out with a 17-point lead. They led Walsh last week at the halftime break 23-0. They cruised to a 33-8 win in that match. But a Queens side that has split the season matchups, each side winning once in the 2 previous matchups in the regular season and then in the postseason. And Mike Petrie, what are your thoughts on St. Bonaventure first? Let's start with them. What's the most important thing that stood out to you so far in the match?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just keep doing what you're doing. Keep hustling. Keep playing with that poise and that confidence that you've shown throughout this playoff campaign. And just, it'll keep working. You just can't give Queens anything. You cannot give them free opportunities. So one thing I would say, if you had a really nail one thing down, is going to be discipline. Without sacrificing the hustle, without sacrificing the intensity, you got to stay disciplined. You can't give Queens freebies to get back in this game. And for Queens, we already said, they just have to capitalize. They've had plenty of opportunities. They have been literally close enough to smell the try line on multiple occasions, have just been turned over or overthrown lineouts. They have to just convert those into points.
Very good. That is the Hall of Famer Mike Petrie, Ben Holden, Tyler Deutsch, and all of our crew. Ryan Ginty producing and directing today with the Next Level Rugby group. And Pat Clifton, Zach Lanning, and Darian Lovelace on our set now. Here's a chance now. Good carry turned in there from Gideon Vessels. As the try for Queens in this match that came late in that first half in the 35th minute, but Harold with a 40th minute try, a dazzling piece of rugby. And Edwards nailed the kick to give St. Bonaventure the 17-point lead they own. And it's going back to the Bonnies here.
And it's off of another handling error from Queens. We talked about that they just need to make something happen. They need to put their foot on the pedal and just move. But look at that. Great tackle and contact from St. Bonaventure to jar that ball loose. But again, Queens, they're going forward. They're getting moments. They're getting opportunities. They're just coughing the ball up in these different scenarios, whether it's turning it over at breakdowns, whether it's giving up penalties, missing their line-out throws, or just handling errors. Things have just not gone right in these different moments for Queens that have really just taken them out of this game.
Harold. Penalty called against Queens there in that scrum.
Thank you.
Tyree Reed there in the white shirt. You heard him talk to Tyler, and yeah, it's great they're here. Third time in 4 years, but at some point you got to take one home. Here's a look back.
Yeah, cranky.
Tight head came down on that far side there, on that left side for Queens, and that was what the penalty was. So the Bonnies here on the right side of the pitch. Reynard Boshoff upcoming here in the lineout with the throw.
Good ball. Good steal.
And here's a takeaway inside lineout. Getting up to get that ball was Kyle Van Dyker.
That's fine. Straight through. Straight through.
So Queens back with possession here.
Ball's available.
Hilton Olivier works that ball free. Takes a look and plays it back. Great speed from the Bonnies. We saw that last week. So good in this part of their game. They turn it over. Queens does back the other way. Here comes St. Bonaventure inside of the 22, trying to take it home, and they will. And a diving finish. The exclamation point. Ed Nelson, the senior out of California, makes it 29-7.
And what an individual play that time from Nelson in that outside channel. And again, one thing we've talked about, the Bonnies defense, they will bend, but they will not break. Look at the hustle. Look at them flood the passing channels. They did that so well last weekend. They got in those passing lanes. They just make life difficult for the offense. In that situation, Queens just trying everything they can. They're getting close to that sideline. They just toss that ball back inside, and all you see there are dark jerseys. That's just hustle from Bonaventure, getting to the outside channels, flooding those support lanes, getting their hands on the ball, and then some fancy footwork to turn and go. I mean, to accelerate like that when you're facing the wrong direction to turn and go, that is some awesome individual effort that time from number 13, Nelson.
So Edwards on with the right, bangs through another conversion, and St. Bonaventure increases the lead to 24 points.
Here it is, Ben. Look, he's facing the wrong way just about, turns around, and then look, he's just gone. One step off his outside foot. They're not going to stop him. He is determined, and look at this energy. There he is. He's excited. Diving all into the try zone, Ben. Throws that ball away into the crowd, and look at the Bonnies. They are excited. They are up for it.
That'll make a guy you and I both know, John Powers, who's working on this staff, plays in Major League Rugby, a New York guy like you, Mike, and he runs the backs, their attack, and he said, I'll put our guys up against any group in the country. And Nelson, a big part of that, a massive, massive play, and another mistake here, it looks like, on Queens.
That's another handling error, Ben. That kick, I was just about to say, not a great kick from Bonaventure, went straight to the Queens backfield. Gives you a little bit of breathing room. I mean, look at this. There's plenty of hang time on it, but straight to a white jersey, and that's that knock on it. some of these knock-ons, Ben, they're hard to really see, and if you haven't been around the game a long time, you might not appreciate it, but any sort of contact with your hands, with any part of your arms that's just like knocking that ball even slightly forward, and you're going to get called for a knock-on. So that time, tough call against Queens, but the right one nonetheless, and Bonaventure camped out again inside of Queens territory.
Zach Colson, the one that mishandled that ball. The Bonnies, they are going for the throat here. Up 24 in the 48th minute. A dominating show here so far from St. Bonaventure. Program in the small community in Western New York. Not a lot there. But there's a very good rugby program that's got close to 70 players in it. Pretty impressive for a school that size. Only a couple thousand students in their school. It's a very small school that really was put on the map by basketball over the years in Atlantic 10 play. But, man, this rugby program adding to that star on the map. Big run there. That was Gideon Vessels. Queens got to get something going here at some point. Or is this pressure and speed going to be too much from St. Bonaventure? Try this here. They got a runner out there. Will this set up for him? Indeed it does. Beautifully done. But they just turned this ball over again. No, they did not. Penalty was called against St. Bonaventure.
Queens gets a bit lucky there. It was a phenomenal kick to the outside channel.
Yeah.
Great bounce, great take out of the air from Queens. Take a look at this take. Gets up into it. Look at that take. Gets up off the ground. Elevates and grabs it, but then watch this. Strip to the ball.
Yep.
Oh, man. But then they're able to get it right back. So Queens now with a line out. We've said it before. They've struggled a little bit in this aspect of play. So hopefully they can bring this one in and get some go forward, because they definitely need it to start climbing their way back into this game.
They sure do. I mean, realistically, there's enough time, right? But they've got to start scoring, correct?
Absolutely. And they have had plenty of opportunities. I mean, if you go back and count the number of times they were close to that St. Bonaventure line and didn't convert it into points, this would be a very close game.
Trying to steer this one, and they might walk this thing in. They break free, and they get it home. On cue, the Royals pound one in. And the faithful from Charlotte, North Carolina, loving that. Big try there for Tyree Reed and his side.
Yeah. Time's off. Time's off.
I believe that's the ball carrier that put that down. And time is off as we look back here, Mike.
And Queens goes with a little bit of a sneaky move there off the line out. They throw up that front pod, which I said, just go easy if you're Queens. Hit that front pod.
Is that injury due to foul play?
What's the easy option? And they do, but then they throw it backwards down to the other pod on the outside. So I love that bit of misdirection. And what that does is it just gives them that little bit of ascendancy that they need. If you go back and look at it, Queens gets moving forward. St. Bonaventure wasn't really ready to make that first engagement with the maul because of the misdirection at the throw to the back from the front pod. And so what that does, it sets them up to just continue to go forward. And that time it looked like Bonaventure was on roller skates going backwards. But it looks like, Ben, they may have paid the price here as their try scorer is being helped off the field.
Yeah, that's Josh Schwartz, number 16. And he is coming out. CJ Thompson's their starter, but maybe that's enough to kind of ignite the flame a little bit here. For Queens, 31-12 here. Time is back on. Every point matters. These two are mighty big, and that kick is good. And here in the 50th, it's now 31-14.
Ben, we've talked about wind being a factor, and especially in games like this. I mean, Bonaventure put up 30-some-odd points in that first half with the winds at their back, and we said, and we have seen time and time again, a tale of two halves in situations like this. Bonaventure cannot get complacent. They cannot go to sleep. They need to continue to keep their foot on the pedal. Like I said, they need to stay disciplined, not sacrifice any of the intensity that they put out, any of the hustle, any of the work rate. And they got to finish this game all the way through the 80th minute mark, because I'm telling you now, Queens is going to push this one down to the wire. They got their tails up now. They got their winds at their back. Bonaventure's side has got to keep playing ball.
17-point difference. 10.5 minutes gone here in half number 2. To the back they go. Strong kick here. Good bounce for him. This thing about
Off the foot.
10 meters inside of the 22, and now the pressure comes, and down they go. Bonnie's, though, trying to escape here, and this is going to help their cause. Bad defense from Queens. Off and running. Tons of green grass. Here they go. Trying to split through 2, and the tackle made. The ball played free. Bonnie's lay it back 10 meters from the line. Trying to punch right back and get the try they just gave up back. Laid back and played back by Harold. Good patience there. Round it is. Harold. Dazzling try he had in the final seconds of half number 1. The talented scrum half for St. Bonaventure. To let the big boys take this one here. Trying to grind him down a little bit here.
Keep working him. Get round, Jake.
Still 10 meters away. Boshoff, little push there at the back. Number 2, the gang on the desk talked about him and how talented he is and how good he's been in this match, and he's been great for him in his career. Now a grad student. Excellent look at the massive humanity, as I like to say, down on the pitch. Now back out wide. Just missing on that tackle there was Starnes.
Back right, back, take a step.
Harold directing traffic, going to call his own number. He's going to take in another one. What a decision turned in from Troy Harold. His second try in the match, and it's now 36-14.
Another phenomenal play from Troy Harold. I mean, that was just fantastic. When you go back and look at this, he had his arm out. He sold this so well. Take a look. He's going to put his head out, put his arm out. He's going to point, and everybody else is going to look where he points, and then there's that seam that he's looking for. Absolutely textbook stuff so far on both of his tries from a number 9. That was phenomenal. And what a turn of events, Ben. I mean, we were looking at, within the last 60 seconds, Bonaventure was going backwards off that booming kick from Queens. It looked like things were going awry. It was good first contact from Queens. They were stuck in their side, their 22, but they throw that offload up, and like you said, not a great kick chase from Queens. And here we are, a conversion straight through the sticks on the other end of the field about 90 seconds later. So what a turn for Bonaventure. And look at this, head down, no chance they're stopping him. Outstanding work by the number 9 from St. Bonaventure, Troy Harold.
What are you seeing out of him, Mike? You played this position for our country here in the U.S. at the highest level. What's standing out, aside from the obvious about Harold? What are you seeing from him today?
I just think his patience, his presence of mind, the poise, the seeing the right opportunities and capitalizing when it counts. What you see sometimes number 9s are just too over-eager to get a run. They're too eager to have a dart themselves, but the options that he's choosing, the decisions he's making right now. So he's setting himself up. He knows we're clearing the kick there. He knows what's going on. And then on the other end of the field, he's just looking for those right moments when he knows defenders are tired. He sees a little half gap. He's really been outstanding for St. Bonaventure.
Great perspective from you in the career you had, and great stuff for those watching. He is a special talent, and telling you, John Powers, when I talked to him the other day, he raved about him. He said, I think this kid's got a shot to play at the international level within time down in his career, and he is putting on a show, and that ball spilled down on the floor, and it's another miscue from Queens. I mean, I wish we had the handling errors on the stats that we have. Not to pile on Queens, but man, has that been bigger in your mind than the trouble they've had in the set piece here in this match, Mike?
100%. It really has been. And again, it doesn't come down to lack of talent or lack of effort, because these are likely uncharacteristics that Queens is making. And so it comes down, I think, really to that mental game again. You're in these moments, you have one very early on, and then again, that snowball, that chaotic effect of it just leaping out of control. That's what I think is happening to Queens right now.
Wow. Pretty incredible what's happened in this match so far with St. Bonaventure putting 38 on the board here. And
Hey, a lot of new front row people. Yeah.
Gideon Vessel's there, and you feel for him. And
give me the stability.
Reese Lee coming over to give him a pat. He is not in a good place, as you can clearly see there. Out of the match. Scored their first try, and the Bonnies here with a scrum here in the 56th.
Crouch! Bind! Set!
Troy Harrell, 5'10", 190, good size. You've seen his skills. 2 beautiful tries he scored. One a long distance one, the other one short range, but both, as Mike talked about so well, his execution, his focus, his poise. Now Queens popping this kick ahead. Can they get to it? They do. They get in there and gather it, and they get it down and get it home. It was put down there. Looked like Starnes was the one in there that got it.
Yeah. So, we're just going to get a confirmation from TMO if whether
look back here.
I don't see a grounding.
Yeah, I don't have a grounding, so not going in goal is my on-field decision, but we want to see if we have an offside there.
So your on-field decision is no try.
It's no try.
It,
yes,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, hey boys, hey. Talk to me.
That was Olivier. It set right up for him, but we're listening in. We'll keep listening in. Oof. What are you seeing, Mike?
So we got grounded there. Can we check for the player being offside? The same player. Okay, thank you. He's checking.
Miles McIver on TMO looking back here. What are you seeing on that, Mike?
So a few things to note here. We're checking if there's an offsides penalty back. The call on the field is no try, knocked on in the in-goal area. So they're going to take a look at a few things in the build-up to this. But I see what a turn of events, though. If this something works out here for Queens, let's take a look. So good sidestep into space, and then look at this pressure from Queens. Onto the 9. That's where I think they may come back for an offsides penalty. I didn't catch if that player stood up from the ruck and then played the number 9, and if he did, he'd be in an offside position. Or if he came straight over the top, then he's okay.
He's in the clear. It's about 45, yeah?
Right here we go. Yep, that's the penalty.
It's an offside.
Going to be Queens earn themselves that moment from being offside. Let's listen in.
On-field decision is an offside. Thank you.
So no try. The Bonnies get it.
Right there, Ben. He's way offsides. Not even close.
Yep.
He stood up from that ruck. Didn't get back into an onside position. To be fair, there was no one there securing the ball for Bonaventure, but that player had to have gotten himself back over the offsides line and then through the gate of the ruck, meaning right over the top of it, and then he could have made that play very cleanly. But instead, he stood up, stood there, he stayed offsides, and then made a play. So great work by our TMO, great work by our refereeing crew.
Indeed. St. Bonaventure, 38-14 lead. They are coming right at them again. Banging their way down to the 22. Ball knocked on here. While we got a chance, want to let you know today's match is being played with the Gilbert Novo rugby ball, the same ball used at the Rugby World Cup. And Six Nations trusted for elite level grip and flight. And if you like what you can see, you can get yours at worldrugbyshop.com today, and a whole lot of other great stuff on that site as well. So some of the reserves starting to work their way in. The Bonnies call their reserves the Bomb Squad. And they're going to rely on them here as they're bringing some of their starters out. That was Nelson, who had a huge try in the second half coming up. Olivier, that pass off the hands of his target. Now the Bonnies offload the ball. Here they come again. Right at the line. Another one's down. They put it down again. Is that Harold with his third? My goodness. St. Bonaventure erupting here in the second half.
It absolutely was, Ben. That was Troy Harold with his third try, a hat trick for him. And he's bumped out of position, so take a look. He's not playing number 9 anymore, so he's playing in the midfield. So take a look at his support line onto this ball, and then just keeps his legs pumping, outreaches his arm, big stretch. So you talk about players that are versatile and utility-type players. I mean, he just moved out into the midfield. Look at this offload. Great offload. Another step from Harold. Makes a few defenders miss and then outstretches that arm. I think his rugby IQ, his presence of mind, his ability to just see opportunities and capitalize, I mean, that has really stood out to me as a young rugby player, and that is absolutely fantastic work from Troy Harold.
The offload there from Manu Ta'ula, and Harold with a hattie. Told you earlier he was just led the state Colorado in one of his high school years in rushing in the division he played in, and he looks the part. He's got good size. He's 190. What a performance turned in so far by the Bonnies, and there is no let-up. Here they go again. Trying to get that ball back, but the tackle made into touch there, and Queens will catch their breath here and get possession.
Ben, here's where Queens needs to be careful to not let this one get away. Good hustle back. They're trying to Bonnie's just trying to dump that ball back inside.
Yeah.
But you cannot feel sorry for yourself right now after Queens. You look at that scoreboard, there's 1 quarter left to play, just 20 minutes to go on the clock. You're climbing out of a big hole, but you cannot put your head down and sulk and feel sorry for yourself, or this Bonnie's team will just tear you apart. You have to keep playing. You have to keep going. You've had the opportunities. Like I said, the mental side of this game has been big for Queens. They've got to switch on for these last 20 minutes. And with some pride, just try to get some points on the board and just close that gap on Bonaventure. It's a tough task, but Queens has to step up and do it.
Yep, that was the first thing that you said when we started this broadcast back around 6:15 Eastern time, and we started our call of the match was the mental side of it. And clearly the Bonnies have been 100% dialed in. Queens making mistakes I don't think they normally make. Those handling errors, their line out has not been sharp, and they've got to find a way here in the final quarter of this match, as we are into the 61st minute, to somehow, some way, try and dig their way back. It looked like they were going to, and then you had the big try that came back the other way, and they've given up 2 to Harold since.
And that's that mental fortitude and that mental resiliency that we said. You know, we've been knocking Queens a little bit for their lack of it in this game, for some of the mental errors that they made, the things that were uncharacteristic. But how about the way that St. Bonaventure has rebounded and answered the bell when they needed to? Because that's a mental side of the game that's important too. You know, sometimes you can, like we said, not let those things snowball out of control, and St. Bonaventure has done that. When they've been up against it, they turn the pressure around right back onto Queens.
They sure have, and here come the Bonnies once again. They're going to kick this one down into the corner and force them back there a little bit. New into the match is Connor Sandberg, number 23 in there. Trying to get his hands on it. Now Queens.
Queens have possession.
About 10 meters away from their own line. Bonnies have just been relentless. I mean, Mike, defensively, this looks like an exact carbon copy of what we saw last week. It's been pretty much the same exact kind of things defensively for them they've turned in here. It's a fine touch here, of course, and it'll be St. Bonaventure again here as you're going to look at Harry Healy there, the sophomore out of the UK, 5'11" and 205.
Black, you have the line. Black, you have the line. You have the line.
St. Bonaventure, Division I national champs back in 21. They beat Penn State by 1 in an absolute thriller. Queens, their third time getting here in the last 4 seasons, but losers in 22 to Brown, 21-5. Lost last year by 3 against Brown.
Right down to 15. Yeah. Yeah, we're inside. Inside.
You see both teams, Ben, here just hitting a bit of a lull in the game as we enter that last quarter of play. St. Bonaventure probably just catching their breath a little bit. But Smiles on their faces for sure. Not many smiles on the opposite side for Queens, but again, cannot just sit back and feel sorry for yourself. You got to keep playing, got to see this one through. You owe it to yourselves after a great season to just keep fighting all the way through to the finish line and keep pushing this Bonaventure team all the way through to the end.
See if they can get something going on this passage into the 65th minute here of the match. Now Queens, ball up in the air. Bonnie sniffing around. They get in there, but it's knocked on, says referee Justin Hale.
I'm coming over here. I'm coming over here.
So look back here at that last sequence.
And just some good defense there from St. Bonaventure. But again, like Queens, they're just not having some things go right for them today, and unfortunately. And it's just not been their day. They've had a great season so far. So much to be proud of, like we said. In spurts and in moments, they've looked really good. But overall, they have just run into this juggernaut that has been Bonaventure in this playoff campaign. And Bonaventure's just been so good and so technically sound in every aspect of play. Yes, they've given up some big key moments to Queens. They gave up both of those scores, but always had an answer. They always stepped right back into the ring, chest held high, head up, and took a swing. So Bonaventure, really, that mental side of things, they have won that battle today. And you can see it in the body language of the people out there on the field right now as well.
Yeah. Indeed the case. Again, the Bonnies call their 16 through 23 the bomb squad, and some of their guys starting to get a chance. Cohen Webb has come out. His shift has ended for the day, and you see the respect from these two sides, these two schools and programs that know each other oh so well. Line out opportunity here for Queens. Into Seth Valance.
In, Matty!
Take a step down.
Bonnies trying to slow him up a bit. They get Jacob Ero down to ground. 5'9", 250 sophomore prop in there. But another miscue from Queens, and they turn it over again.
Points. Yeah, holding on. Here's your mark, sir. Point. Yes, points call.
So St. Bonaventure here going to tee one up from 40 meters out. And look to add to their lead right now. That is 31 points. Edwards has been brilliant all match from the tee. From 40.
Outside.
Missed it. Queens will take it after that miss. They'll give chase here. It just turned the wrong way. It's been that kind of day for Queens. Right into the hands of the Bonnies.
He's working to get out. Weak side.
Now St. Bonaventure. I mean, that's how it's gone for them all day. They've pretty much done what they've wanted in this match. Scott Wilson now in. He's come in to replace Troy Harrell. Not a bad day, Mike Petrie. A hat trick for Harrell. And his shift has ended here. Back into the hands of Matthew Martin. Now it's Michael Sears again. The bomb squad for St. Bonaventure, they call him. See if these guys can come through. Get a try here as they try to get the 50 near the line. Good job coming back there from Queens. Getting in there to break that up and negate that opportunity right at the line there. That was Mark Bazarian coming back there.
You have a knock on by black before in go. We got to scrum the white. Yeah, scrum the right at the top. Yeah. Not first. Not first. It's a not first outside of goal. Not first.
And this is almost the call you don't want if you're Queens, and you almost want this one to be just kicked over the line and then give yourself a bit of breathing room and kick that way downfield. Unfortunately, they're going to come back. They're going to have a 5-meter scrum, so they're still under pressure. I love that option, though, from St. Bonaventure. We talked about those giant in goals in behind those goalposts down there in Houston Stadium.
Yep.
And that is just always the right option. You put that ball in behind. You got tons of space. You're up by, geez, almost 30 points at this point. I mean, just let it run and just put that ball on the ground and see what happens. So keeps Queens under pressure. Now they've got to win this scrum, which they do. Nice scrum by Queens. And they're just going to try everything they can to just try to get something going. But another handling error, Ben, and they cough that ball right back up to St. Bonaventure.
Yep. It's been the theme of this match for them. Down by 31 here as we come up on 11 minutes remaining in this match.
Not going by White. Not going by White. And then your player came off his feet. Ball was available and they made a second surge, so I was okay with it. Not going first.
What I'd love to see here, Ben, something we haven't seen from St. Bonaventure, playing with a bit of confidence right now, is a really nice, well-scripted, well-executed set-piece move. You're a few meters out from the goal line. Referees just have a chance to catch up, trying to listen in if there was anything that needed to listen to.
You just came down late. Yeah, I got time off. Subs are good. Time back on.
There we go.
Great work from Justin Hale here and his crew, Mikey Radzinski, Pierre Constantine, and Miles McIver here in this Division I National Championship here on this Saturday night from Houston, Texas. Junior Wilson getting a chance to run as the scrum half. Good quick ball there. They're inside of the 5. Are the Bonnies looking to hit the 50-point mark in this match. Powering, driving. Good work from Queens, though. They hold them up, drive them back a couple 3 meters.
On our feet, Black.
Queens there again. Still a couple meters shy of the line. St. Bonaventure picking up, get it through. Hale's there. Time off.
I can't hear you. Yeah, I was good on the ground. Yeah.
They're going to give him the try. Checked with the AR there. And it's another 5 for the St. Bonaventure side. And they put 50 on the board, Mike.
How about that, Ben? I don't know about you, but I don't know that I would have seen 50 points on the scoreboard coming if we had talked before halftime. I mean, that is a big statement from this program in the championship final to put up 50 points.
35 seconds.
Against, let's be honest, that's a good Queen side as well. They've got talent, like we said. I mean, there were a lot of people out there, I mean, myself included, that thought this game was going to come down to the wire. 2 teams that duked it out during the regular season. They split
25
wins, 1 each. And then Bonaventure comes out and does this and literally just tears them to shreds. I mean, they have been clinical in every aspect of play.
Yep. So is that guy, Edwards, who's been dynamite from the tee. 52-14. Make sure you stick around post-match. Pat Clifton, Darian Lovelace, and Zach Lanning will weigh in with their thoughts, but just another masterclass in finishing off a passage of play here, Mike Petrie.
Ben, I know you and I did a game earlier with Bowling Green in Tennessee, and Bowling Green was runners-up last year and came back with a bit of vengeance this year, but ultimately came up short to a very strong Tennessee side that won that game in the final minute of play.
Oh,
and
what
this
a match.
year, Queens, who runners-up last year, you were saying, right? And this time around, this is going to be no dice for them either.
Hey, boys. Hey, boys. No,
Yeah, their third time in the finals.
But we got, he's bleeding on top of his head.
Finish that thought in a minute. Now we got blood here. Yeah, their third trip to the finals in the last 4 years.
Say that again.
Lost to Brown in 22, 21-5. Lost last year to Brown, 23-20.
They're trying to go quick. He took the ball and threw the ball backwards.
And it's just gut-wrenching when you get this
22.
far and you can't get it home. And in this match, I mean, this has just been a dominant showing from St. Bonaventure. I don't think anyone would have beat this side. Not in the college ranks. They're going to wrap up. Maybe have to get him on the match here. It looks like they will.
Had a guy got in front of him. Nine's coming to get the ball, and they've been going quick this game, and your player threw it backwards. So that was the additional 10-4. Yeah.
The explanation there to Noah Edwards.
Going to be here. We're going to let you get your blood sub in. Did we get the
coaching group down there on the pitch for the Bonnies? Danny Neighbor there without the hat. So Queens here with that kick will set them up for a line out from about 12 meters away, trying to get in another try here late in this contest. The other two matches, Mike, were close. In the first match, back in September, 32-29 win.
Sack is good.
Other match, a 4-point match, 26-22. Queens led 26-rip in that one at halftime. Bonnies came back. They won that first meeting by 3 on a kick late. And now those never-ending try zones there. The ball touched by St. Bonaventure here.
And those never-ending try zones just not sitting up for Queens. So another thing, just not going right for them. It's just been that kind of night for Queens, and on the opposite end of the spectrum, that kind of night for Bonaventure, who have just been absolutely in tune all night long. And again, a lot of that, the pulse of it led by number 9 that scored a hat trick in today's game. Troy Harold, I mean, he has been outstanding and a real pulse of what they've done. But overall, clinically, from 1 through 23, this has been a very strong, very well-drilled, very well-conditioned, and mentally strong, might I add, St. Bonaventure side that has just knocked over everything that's come in their path in this playoff run.
Absolutely. Their third finals appearance, 1-1, winning in 21, losing in 23. They got blown out against Notre Dame College that year in 23, a couple years back, 33-10. Last year, their season ended with a loss to Brown in the semis. Brown won by a single point in that match. And did they ever repay them for that? Putting 50 on Brown in the quarterfinal round. So for the second time in 3 matches, a 50 burger on the board for the St. Bonaventure Bonnies. Impressive stuff.
Okay.
Crossfield kick coming in that time for St. Bonaventure. And Queens coming into it aggressively, but couldn't hang on. So we'll just say that adds to the woes of handling errors for Queens overall.
He's off right there.
As Bonaventure in absolutely no rush to get this ball back in play. And you can see they've just got to execute now at this point. Just maintain possession, hit their line-out jumpers, hit their pods, and just close this game out. But they'll keep running. They'll keep running at this Queens side.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about it. Mehdi Mara is in the match as the hooker, number 16. He's got that pink scrum cap there on the bottom of your screen. Here come the Bonnies again. Still charging. Scott Wilson the carry. He figures, well, Troy Harold scored 3 as our scrum half. I'll try to get 1 too.
Good.
In there. A little bit of contact, but the ball was released. Inside of 4 minutes to go in this Division I championship match.
He got it back.
It's going to see St. Bonaventure get its second NCR Division I national championship here in less than 4 minutes, about 3.5 minutes away from it. Think about all the training sessions, the blood, the sweat, the tears these schools go through, and only one's left standing. And here in 2025, it's going to be in Division I, St. Bonaventure. Third trip is going to leave Queens empty-handed again in terms of the championship hardware here in Houston, Texas.
We're not even making the effort, guys.
Yep, you heard Hale there. That's a call on Queens.
Yeah, time off. 2 men down there. So, hey, the first
cramp going on here. So the Bonnies 10-1-1, going to finish the year. The champs 11-1-1. The only loss came against this Queens side.
Yeah, hold on. What are you doing? Point.
That loss was in the Atlantic Rugby Conference Tournament Final on November 7th. A 4-point win for Queens on that day.
Yeah, 1 minute.
Edwards eyeing up another one here.
$35.
St. Bonaventure has made 8 kicks in this match. Edwards has been dynamite. Dead silence inside of SaberCat Stadium, and Edwards again sticks another kick, and it's 55-14. And the Bonnies know they're a couple minutes away, Mike.
Yeah, what a testament to a small school from Western New York with big ambitions. I said it last week, I'll say it again. This is what happens when a school invests in their rugby program. Their alumni network is very strong within St. Bonaventure. They've produced some great talent over the years. Some big names in the MLR, some big up-and-coming players. You look at the likes of like a Rick Rose now breaking into the USA side, a #1 overall draft pick, Eamon Matthews, John Powers. I mean, the list goes on of domestic players coming out of this small school in Western New York that are doing big things. And this will continue to add to not only their trophy cabinet, but certainly individual accolades that'll start coming from more of these players. And we talked about that snowball type of effect. And this is a situation where if you're a young kid watching right now and you're looking at playing college rugby, St. Bonaventure has to be on your radar because what an outstanding program it is.
And let's not forget about the big man for the New England Free Jacks, Kyle Sakara, 3-time MLR champ as a Bonnie as well, and along with all those other guys you mentioned too. And it's an attractive thing for these players. They want to keep playing this sport here in the U.S. as it continues to grow. Final seconds here in the national championship.
Sack is fine. Sack is good. Ball's available.
A very anticlimactic end to this match, a 55-14 score. But it has been domination from the Bonnies. Danny Neighbor, the head coach, Corey Ratka, John Powers, who we've mentioned, the assistants, and all of their staff, their trainers, their doctors, their therapists, everybody that works on these players to keep them healthy, and the families, the fans of their program.
Tackle.
Here's Queens now with a pickup. Keenan Camp at the back, and Queens will end their season 8-3-1 under first-year head coach Tyree Reed. Here they go, trying to get home again, and they will. They'll take this one in. Colson will run it in and touch it down here in the final seconds of the match. There's the kick, and that is the match. A 55-21 victory. The Bonnies of St. Bonaventure, national champions for the first time since 2021 as they handle and take down Queens in the championship.
Get a good look at St. Bonaventure celebrating, but I just want to take a moment to celebrate Clark Colson from Queens to end the way he did That defensive line parted like the Red Sea for him. He took it. That was a great end for them, a great end to their season. So much for them to be proud of. But as I mentioned, they just came up against the juggernaut that has been St. Bonaventure throughout this playoff run. And they demonstrated today why they are the best team in NCR. And look at this, they get their hardware, they get their medals. This program from 23 and through the coaching staff, this was a group that was committed, they hustled.
I've been a couple of World Cups.
Captain Reynard Boshoff in there, and what a moment, Mike. A championship moment that'll last a lifetime for these men on the pitch here tonight.
We're going to do a quick interview.
So,
I'm here with number 9, Troy Harold. You did an incredible job. St. Bonaventure put their foot on the gas, and they didn't let up for 80 minutes. How did it feel out there?
so that was amazing. Just being able to be out there with my brothers for that full 80 minutes. None of them wanted to give up at any single point. They were putting their bodies on the line from minute 1 to minute 80, and I couldn't have asked being with a better bunch of boys out there in that field tonight. It was amazing.
You came here, you dominated. You guys are once again national champions. What does this program have to say to the rest of the Division I teams?
I mean, we're going to keep on working. We're not going to just be satisfied by this. We're going to keep coming working, come back next year and come for it again.
Congratulations due to your outstanding performance today during the national championship match. You are the most valuable player of the 2025 national championship, Division I. Congratulations, brother.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Go celebrate with the team. Well, guys, that is Championship Saturday from Sabre Cap Stadium. Now, the College Rugby Show. Ben, take it over first.
We'll get to them. I know they're anxiously awaiting, Tyler. Great having you throughout our 2 matches that Mike Petrie and I worked. And Mike, a dominant showing. Troy Harold, a very, very deserving MVP with a hat trick of tries. And the hats are coming out. The boys won't sleep for a week. Your final thought on this one?
I mean, St. Bonaventure, what else can you say? 50 points in a championship final. That's the way to win. If you're going to win,
Sure
that's how you
is.
do it. You do it in fashion. But speaking of fashion, Queens with their crowns, they look sharp in them. Maybe not their day, but they had a great season. 3rd time, not a charm for them. But a lot to stand tall about, a lot to be proud of. And my final thought here, Ben, is this is what investing in your rugby program can do if you've got a small school, 2 small schools in the national championship final, duking it out. It was fun to watch.
Yeah, it sure was. And congratulations to the Bonnies of St. Bonaventure, their 2nd NCR championship since 2021. Danny Neighbor and his coaching staff and his players are national champs again. Time for a quick break, and then the College Rugby Show will bring you home. Pat Clifton, Darian Lovelace, and Zach Lanning. We say thanks for watching. Stick around for the post-game portion of our broadcast.
Listen to this crowd. In a sport of power and precision, you need a powerful and precise camera. Analyze your game. Build your team. Grow together.
Ready, up.
Video captures moments. A powerful camera for a powerful sport.
Rugby!
Hello and welcome back to the College Rugby Show live here in Houston, Texas. It is the end of Saturday. St. Bonaventure caps it off with a 55-21 win over Queens, a comprehensive victory to win the Division I National Championship. Darian, incredible game.
Yeah, and the bounce of ball really favored the Bonnies throughout it. We saw the Royals try to string together phases, but the smothering defense of the Bonnies, the pack sped up the pace, and they kept up with it throughout the match. No worries there for the Bonnies.
All right, Zach, talk us through some highlights. Mostly St. Bonaventure, but great plays.
We're going to talk about them a lot here. As you see, they got things started early here. Boshoff, the Player of the Year candidate, powering it through. Nice penalty kick here. Noah Edwards with a beautiful boot all game today, putting points on the board for St. Bonaventure. Another one there for the hooker in the first half as well. Boshoff powering it through. Queens trying their best to make a game of it here. Wessels with the score late in the first half, but for the second half, all Bonnies in this one. So many tries to talk about. Troy Harrell, the danger man there, the second half. 3 tries for him. It was unbelievable. Physical contest here. We got another one here from Harold, I believe, dotting it down under the post. Just all Bonaventure. So many beautiful phases. They were swinging territory on the pitch. Queens had no answers whatsoever, even swinging Colson back to 10 at one point. But we got some more kicks here as well by Noah Edwards, who had, again, beautiful boot on the day. And Colson there able to put something on the board for Queens towards the end of it, but unfortunately the Royals came up short in this one. Had no answers there for the dominant Bonnies.
Darian, any stats in this game jumped out to you as main drivers for the result?
I mean, despite the fact that looking across the data, we've got a lower scrum percentage that goes in favor of the Bonnies, but their kicking percentage was at 90%. So off of the tee, when they had the ability to convert, we saw a 50-22, so the accuracy that happened for the Bonnies. But honestly, they had more penalties, the Bonnies did, but the Royals, anytime they got the ball in play, they just couldn't get the right momentum going. And the Bonnies, anytime that they got the ball, they made the Royals pay heavily.
And the stat that matters the most is the points, 55-21. Huge win for St. Bonaventure. They have been dominant this playoff. You talked about the kicking. We got the guy who did the kicking from T right over here off camera. Let's bring on Noah Edwards, the fly half for St. Bonaventure, and Coach Danny Neighbors to join us here seconds after winning. Congratulations, my man.
Thank you so much.
Great play out there, boys. Noah, how does it feel?
I mean, I can't even find the words. This is an unreal feeling. I mean, this has been a process that's been building for years and years now, and it's all thanks to him. Like, none of this would have been happened without the coaches, the staff, everyone back home. So yeah, unreal.
You played Queens twice before this season. Incredibly close games. Tonight, not so close. What was the difference? It seems like you guys just found another level in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I think losing to them in the conference finals was the gut check we needed. We knew we had way better. That first half performance by us just wasn't us. And yeah, I mean, ever since then, we've just been dominant defensively and backing up with kicking game, territory, and then attack to finish it off.
Yeah, speaking of that kicking game, I know you guys tonight out there did such a good job swinging the field with some of those kicks. Was that the key to success? How did that work so well for you guys tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. That's been part of our game plan, I think, ever since we got that check against Queens in the conference final. We had to adapt our playing style to kicking on our terms, really playing to the territory, and that's been working for us in the whole of the playoffs, actually. I mean, with everyone in the backfield that's been working with us, it's been unreal. So yeah, that's definitely a part of it.
Coach, you guys done such a good job managing. You have so many talented players. How have you done that throughout the season? Manage reps for guys, get the right lineup combinations together. Has that been a challenge?
Yeah. I mean, it's probably the deepest we've ever been, talent-wise. We've got 60, almost 70 guys in the program, and week in, week out, these guys are training against, we call them the dogs, and the dogs just bring it week in, week out with lots of pressure and annoy the heck out of these guys week in, week out, which preps them for every game beautifully, and it showed this postseason, so massive shout out to them, massive credit to them.
The Atlantic Rugby Conference, right? An all ARC final, first ever year of the conference. I mean, what a competition that you play these guys twice, and that's not enough to get rid of them. You have to do it again in the finals. What does it say about the conference and the level of competition you guys had this year?
Yeah, it's great, right? Like iron sharpens iron almost. So playing in this new conference, you know, it was a little bit of a leap of faith, but we thought it was the right move for us, being in the Northeast and playing seasonal rugby. And being able to play still at a high level with really good teams. And hopefully the league just carries on getting stronger and stronger.
Noah, were you on the 2021 team that won it?
No, I'm a junior.
But you were on the 2022 team that lost it.
2023.
Yeah. So this is a little bit better result here in Houston. Did any talk about that one last year or any of the previous results? Did any of that enter your guys' mind as you're coming into this?
Absolutely. We got so many boys that were there for that game in 2023. And it's not even that. It was 2023 and last year that we were just talking about all the boys that just didn't manage to get there. You know, this was for them. I mean, we talk about, you know, the dogs. Like without the whole of the program, it's not just the 25 that were here. It's everyone that's been part of this program. That's who this was for.
Take us just lastly into the wee hours today as you wake up and you get through it. How did you manage the nerves? What were you doing? What were you talking about? And I hear there were some phone calls to parents. I mean, what was the culture piece behind the scenes? Take us into your meeting room a little bit.
Absolutely. I think even during the day we had a lot of moments where it was just all the boys gathered around each other. That's a brotherhood that we formed. We managed to all just call our parents, just let us know how much it means to them. Like without them, we wouldn't be here. So, I mean, it was just a really nice moment to build into today. I don't think there was any nerves because we knew that everyone that was special to us was back home watching.
Well, that's fantastic, guys. We're here with the St. Bonaventure National Champs, head coach Danny Neighbors, fly half Noah Edwards. Guys, congratulations. Great game. Come back tomorrow, guys. College Rugby Show Live. We are going to have the Men's Division 2, Men's Division 3 National Championships. Come back and tune in. And thanks for tuning in tonight. Congrats, guys.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Go enjoy it. Look at these pants. What?
Thank you.